Hello there, CryptoQ Media. I'm glad you decided to come back to my channel. Unfortunately, there is a lot to discuss in this video. FTX is now due $12.07 billion. I don't know where that money, Ripple, came from. In this interview, a company's CTO talks about their plans to use XRP for Ripple payments, the newly circulating fund, and their work with Bank of America. You guessed it, their preferred cryptocurrencies are Ripple and XRP. I own a video clip that is sure to impress you. And to top it all off, we'll hear from none other than the renowned, mythical, and absolutely breathtaking San Francisco lawyer Stuart Alderoty. Yes, you read it right. Do not feel rushed, take your time and relax. I say we get a drink and get down to business. Bitcoin for almost 67,000 hours. That, while we watch, reaches its highest point. Its value has increased by 5.72% in the past 24 hours. Both USDT and USDC are at their dial pegs, while Ethereum is up 7.58% at 2,636 and XRP is at 1,058.5 cents. Very respectable. Taking action. Why don't we return to 60 after we clear 66 and 69, we'll be able to easily surpass 75. Does that satisfy you? It seems like a cause for joy to me. The hourly chart for Paris is trying to turn positive while being down 4.82%. At the moment, the market cap for all cryptocurrencies is negative, but that will change soon. At this time, it is worth $2,142 billion. In the settlement, the parties have agreed to pay 12.7 billion CFT per cord to FTX and Alameda. The digital assets that FTX and I will be meeting are not allowed to have Bitcoin, Ethereum, and US dollars. In a recent ruling, a judge approved a settlement between FTX and Alameda and the CFTC. A judge eventually rejected the arrangement, which had been suggested in early June. The combined sum of 8.7 billion in settlement funds and 4 billion in damages amounts to 13 billion for FTX and Alameda. Somebody tell me where those 13 billion came from. Does their influence extend to the politicians who gave money to them? Will Bitcoin and Ethereum be purchased with these funds? Where is it situated? How did the 13 billion come to be? I find that really ridiculous. If you grant me 13 billion years, I vow that I will refrain from contacting you in the future. Rest assured, I will spare you any inconvenience. 1.5 billion. One island, or maybe more, is going to be mine. My very own island, bounce house, and ripple effect will be mine to throw. As CTO, we had the legendary David Schwartz. He goes on to explain how a business can implement Ripple payments using XRP following the SEC case's injunction from the Supreme Court. CTO David Schwartz provided clarification regarding the continued use of XRP by payment providers following the SEC order. Schwartz was prompted to respond to criticism and recall community figure scammers after Judge Torres imposed a $125 million fine and an order to prohibit Ripple for breaking security rules from further contravening securities restrictions by institutional XRP sales. Since this element of the decision is unclear, especially to those who aren't lawyers like me, it has been the subject of debate. The renamed Ripple payment service now includes ODL, in case you forgot. Ripple is allegedly unable to use ODL transactions in the US due to the injunction, according to recent scam investigators. Repeatedly the same thing. In a nutshell, it says in his reply, David Schwartz clarified that purchasing and selling Ripple XRP are distinct activities. The wording implies that a company selling XRP to institutions is distinct from using XRP as a payment service. No need to be concerned, everyone. Even while Ripple uses XRP for liquidity operations and on-demand payment services, it may continue to sell it to institutions. But there's no need for concern. Why should you be worried about this? For the simple reason that if they want XRP today, institutions will need to buy it through an ETF. During Wednesday's live show, I mentioned that this has merely opened the floodgates to establish an XRP ETF. If you haven't caught it on a live stream yet or are a total buyer, Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when you can catch it. At this time, the XRP ETF is the sole means by which these institutions can acquire XRP. Gather around, everybody. Bank of America has a strong affinity for Ripple and XRP. They hold this patent for that purpose. They encountered various patents utilizing on-demand liquidity while collaborating with Ripple. When Alex Cobb first tweeted or published the post on the partnership between Reliance and Bank of America, an employee from Reliance privately messaged him on Twitter and said, "Hey, when are you going to announce this? For this, we have a huge advertising campaign planned." There was a tweet and a story that I was hoping you could remove. He proceeded to do it thereafter. Now that we hear this so frequently, guys, it will stick in our minds forever. He asserts that Ripple will pay $125 million no later than 30 days. This was stated by someone on the crypto world. Please find attached the 6-minute abridged version. Have no fear, we won't be paying attention for the full 6 minutes. I figured you might be interested to hear that Stuart said they will pay the charge within 30 days. This is a sample of the audio. As soon as the fine is paid, it is completed, everyone. Put another way, Ripple must cover the cost of the fine. Or, paying the fine requires their clearance from the SEC. To be legally binding and payable, the fine must be signed by both parties on the final judgment that Judge Torres issues. This makes me feel queasy. I think that's all, everyone. Once the funds are transferred, that's all. That was handled by NEUTOMY. Listen carefully to Stuart Alderoty. Dating in this place is apparently rather daring. Everyone, right now, we're just waiting for the money to be transferred. Once we get the payment, the deal is sealed. Ultimately, Casey, the SEC will reject the money because they are confident they will be successful in appealing. Give it some thought. It is our primary concern. I am absolutely thrilled, you know. I believe you ought to be equally elated. I am optimistic about the future. Anyone who has watched my video has my sincere appreciation. I would very appreciate it if you could rate my video. Click the subscribe button and then tell me what you think when you're done.